and most people don't have a ton of time, right? You got kids, and you don't always have an hour and a half to walk. So the most efficient way to lose weight is just portion your food properly. What's going on, everybody? Today, I am here with my friend Stephanie, and Stephanie's got a little hurdle that we're going to hop over. It's not a big hurdle. We got this. She's no problem. But we're going to kind of help, find some solutions to this hurdle in her health and fitness, find a way to navigate it. And we'll talk more on that in a little bit. But I guess we could start out, Steph, maybe with just an introduction of yourself in any way that you want to do. So go for it.
Well, all right. Well, I'm Steph, and I've been going to hybrid for 10 months and a single mom of 2 little boys. And I have to move to California.
Yeah. So that's the hurdle. Yeah, we were talking about moving to California.
Yeah.
Cool. For you moving to California, like what do you feel like the hardest thing will be when it comes to your like health and fitness?
Lack of support, like in-person support, scares me. Just being accountable, going to the gym, 3 times a week, and being accountable to other people, and it pushes me to do better and show up. So doing it all virtually really scares me that I'll just like lose the motivation to keep going.
Gotcha. Okay. How did you feel like you did when even like hybrid fitness was closed down and all we had was Zoom?
So I started out real strong, and I did a lot of Zoom classes, and then it was really hard with my kids at home and trying to juggle school and all that. But then I jumped into the nutrition, and that helped a ton. And I got right back on track as far as losing weight and staying that way, but I wasn't working out, and I really definitely missed that.
Gotcha. Okay. So you found when you were remote and you couldn't go to a gym and like, I don't know what the situation is right now in California. I know they allow outdoor sessions for like a lot of the gyms similar to us, but I know probably like the indoor big box gyms are not open.
Yeah, no, they're not open.
Yeah. So it sounds like nutrition worked really well and having accountability there. It was the exercise piece that you struggled with more.
Right.
Gotcha. Now when you move to California, I know you said like when you go to the gym, it's really important that you have a support system. Will you have any kind of like support system with the kids at all when you go to California? So you
Yes.
could maybe get away and do some stuff?
Yeah, so I have a couple of friends, but also their father will be there, so I'll have a lot more help in that way. So
Awesome. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So that's different than what you had before.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now, did you ever try like before you did the Zoom workouts with us? Did you ever try like home workouts at all?
I mean, over the years I probably did, but
Yeah.
I never stuck with it.
Okay, gotcha. Well, the thing is with the Zoom workouts, I mean, you've seen we have people at the Zoom workouts at the live session, so we'll know.
Yeah.
We'll know if you're there or not.
I know. That's true. The live workouts really are. They're good. It's just going to be like a time difference thing then.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it will be 9 a.m. is the class you come here. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to get up a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But you don't have to drive anywhere, which is awesome.
True.
So, okay, great. Okay, so lack of in-person support, accountability, and finding a new gym were kind of the biggest roadblocks, but there's some pluses as well, right? You said their father's going to be there to help support you to do, the remote workouts. The kids won't be. I remember one workout I just saw in the background, like your kid just like jumping off the bed and doing backflips and stuff. It was hilarious. So,
Yeah.
okay. And then we know that what worked for you was having the nutrition accountability group, and that's like all remote. So you're going to keep that, which is great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Is there anything additionally with like move to California like that you're really worried about when it comes to your health, your fitness?
So yeah, I'm definitely throwing myself into sort of a really stressful situation, and it's been, about a year since I've been in that situation. So I'm not actually sure what to expect. I mean, I'm hoping for the best, and I'm gonna really work on that, but
Hmm.
it's gonna be stressful.
Yeah, yeah. So with some additional stresses going on, like will you continue to put yourself like, first in that sense? Like will you be able to take the time that you need? Um,
Right.
yeah, yeah. But up to this point, exercise has been like that stress relief for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, gotcha. Well, great. Well, how about this? Let's like rewind a little bit.
Okay.
We talked about the trip, and you're moving and all that, and some of the roadblocks you're gonna have, and some of the pluses that you're gonna have when you're there. But let's like rewind and take a look at like what actually made you super successful the past 10 months because you've had some amazing success and like it's just been really cool to follow like everything you've been doing and in our texts back to back and during COVID, like I know you had some ups and downs, but I mean like you definitely at the end of the day came out on top. And so let's talk about that a little bit. So like when you first started at Hybrid Fitness, where were you?
Um, where was I, like, physically or emotionally, both?
I would say both, wherever you want to
Both.
start. Yeah.
So I was pretty much at the lowest point of my life emotionally,
Hmm.
and physically, I I was out of shape, tired, you know, overweight,
Hmm.
um, just looking for help.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, so you're at the lowest point in your life emotionally at that time, 10 months ago, and you were just out of shape, tired, and you wanted to lose weight.
yeah.
Um, and what what kind of like made you come to hybrid fitness, or like
So
what?
actually, when I was in California, before, I followed your Facebook group,
Oh, really?
and I saw you, and I, you know, thought some of the tips were helpful, but I was far away or whatever. Um, and then you started like a mom's group, I
Yep.
think, and I followed that, and that was pretty cool. And then when I got back here and things sort of fell apart, I just remember hearing about your gym, and I had known a couple of people that had gone, and you seemed super friendly, so I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to take the plunge, I might as well go somewhere where it seems like they're a pretty friendly group, and I was a little nervous about that. So
Gotcha. Yeah. So when you first started, the nerves were like, are they really going to be like nice like they seem?
right, and like I was really out of shape, so I was a
Yeah.
little bit like, am I going to fit in, or is this more like everybody's already super in shape and I'm going to be like dragging behind? But
Yeah, yeah. I think that's common for a lot of people who are doing. So was this like your first time doing this type of like group fitness stuff, or
oh
have
yeah,
you done?
I
Yeah,
had never, yeah, I had never been part of a gym before.
gotcha. Okay. And so you obviously you stayed around for a while. So what made you like not quit after week one?
So, week one, I was sore and I was tired, but I felt actually really great. Everybody was so nice. I never felt like an inconvenience or like people were annoyed by me
Mhm.
asking a million questions. I just felt like I really fit in, and the workouts were, I was able to do them even though they were hard, and I had to
Mhm.
modify it a little bit. I was still able to keep up sort of in my way.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, and when did you really start to notice like a change in your physical health, your mental health?
I noticed a change. I think I want to say around December, like around Christmas. So I had been there for about 6 weeks probably.
Yep.
And I just, as far as like energy and I had lost some weight already at that point, and I was getting stronger, and the workouts, I was able to do more, do heavier weights. I wasn't as exhausted after. And
Mhm.
yeah, so about 6 weeks, I would say I was like, wow.
You were really like, okay, like I'm making forward progress, like this is
Yeah,
working. Gotcha.
yeah.
Um, so you kind of went on through because you started, that would have been in like October?
I started the very beginning of November.
November. Okay. So you
Yeah,
started in November. Uh, once you got in December, you're like, okay, this is working, moving in the right direction.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and did you have like any points throughout your time where you like felt like quitting or like you just like really low points?
So I never wanted to quit until the gym closed. And
Okay.
then it wasn't like I wanted to quit. It was like it was handed to me. Like
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't have a choice, which really sucked. But then when you came out with all of the stuff that you came out with, the Zoom meetings and the lives and the nutrition, I was like, oh, I can't quit.
Yeah. Yeah. And you didn't.
So
You didn't.
no.
Cool. And it really was, it sounded like, I mean, when we texted the nutrition that really hit off. So, when we first started talking, you said, what you're afraid you're not going to have in California is like some of the support, the accountability. Um, in what ways did the nutrition group help you with that?
So I feel like when I first started the nutrition group, there weren't that many people in there. But then as time went on, like it was just everybody was talking and sharing recipes and being accountable with like my fitness pals and screenshotting my calories and all of that. That makes you really aware of what you're eating.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And and so in that way, it just made me stop and think, okay, before I was working out and I wasn't keeping track so much of what I was eating. I wasn't eating, a ton, and I was seeing results, but it definitely changed the way I looked at what I was eating and how much. And
Gotcha. So
definitely,
like how, so one, like you were tracking your food and
yeah,
you knew like what your intake was.
right.
And question, like how often, because weight loss was your goal.
Hmm.
Um, how often did you weigh yourself?
So when I started the nutrition group, I was weighing myself like once a week, and
Yep.
then um, Dusty went over this, weigh yourself every day just for data thing. And
Yeah.
so I started weighing myself every day. And at first I was like, oh, bad idea. But then I started seeing, the pattern of going up and down, and it was normal, but my trend was still going down. And that was actually amazing for me
Hmm.
to see the month, it fluctuated every day, but it was still always going down. So
Gotcha. Do you feel like what do you feel like worked best for you? Do you feel like it wouldn't have made a difference, or do you feel like weighing yourself every day was helpful?
I think it's been helpful to me because before, if I had gone a week and weighed myself and it had been a day that I was up, that would have really discouraged me, and I would be like, what? And I
Yeah.
would like cut my calories, right away, because I feel like I'm doing something wrong. And so seeing it fluctuate, one day to the next, I know I'm not necessarily eating too much. It's just my body or
Yeah.
water or, whatever it was for
Yeah.
that
I think,
day.
yeah, and you'd mentioned before, like you'd look at the trend over the course of the month. So like you're still
Yeah,
weighing yourself every day for data, but you knew that if it went up or down, like each day, it doesn't mean like you really gained fat or whatever,
right.
it's the long-term trend. So did you have that mindset before, or was that something you kind of picked up?
No, that was new. That was
That was
brand
new?
new.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
that mindset right there is it's not easy to like get, it's hard to sometimes like weigh yourself every day and not take it emotionally. And I'm sure like
Mm.
even I'll do it sometimes. I mean, I'm sure there's still days where you're like, like it went up 3 days in a row.
Mhm.
It gets emotional. But okay,
Yeah.
so having the daily check-in, keeping track of your calories and a food diary every day, and then looking for the trend like on a month basis
Mhm.
worked really
I
well for you.
think, yeah, the consistency of tracking every day was super important. I think
Yeah.
my fitness pal just sent me a blurb saying I've tracked for 140 days in a row or whatever. And I was
Dang.
like, I'm going to make it to 365. I want to make it to a year of tracking every single day.
Awesome. Awesome. And had you ever tracked your food before working with us?
No, no, not really.
Gotcha.
I kind of
So
had an in my mind type thing, but not.
yeah, so you're kind of like, I think you're ballparking it in your head.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So if somebody was like going to start tracking on their own, they wanted to get started with it because they had a weight loss goal. What are some things that you would say are like very important that they would need to know to be successful like you've been?
I would say give yourself give yourself time to figure out where you need to be calorie wise. It's not cookie cutter. That was hard for me.
Hmm.
A lot of people saying, they need 1900 calories and they're still in a deficit, whereas for me it was less than that, but it took me time to figure that out.
Yeah.
And to not rely on like exercise as a way, oh, I ate a cookie, now I've got to run a mile to get rid of the cookie. No, it's not really the best way to look at it.
Hmm.
So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
So if,
say like write it down, do your nutrition first, and the exercise, that's just a bonus. That's, for me, it's emotional and it's mental and it helps with muscle and get that kind of thing, but for me, the nutrition part for the weight loss. Yeah.
awesome. So you mentioned in there if you if you eat something that might have a lot more calories or whatever, that you've kind of switched from that mindset of, oh, I need to go like run it off immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely, I try to get 10,000 steps a day. And so that's my only like, oh man, I've got to go outside and walk some. But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't really think of it that way anymore. I used to, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people do, and I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard not to. But yeah, like it's so important because, if you take let's say you have something that's 400 calories, you have a mini blizzard, right, at Dairy Queen, that's about 400 calories, and you have one of those, uh, it would probably take you an hour and a half of walking to actually burn it
Yeah.
off. It's so inefficient.
Hmm.
It's just way like, and most people don't have a ton of time, right? You've got kids,
Hmm.
you've got stuff you're doing, and you don't always have an hour and a half to walk. Um, so the most efficient way to lose weight is just portion your food properly. And that doesn't mean you can't have a mini blizzard from Dairy Queen. It just means that the rest of the day, you want to eat a little bit healthier. And is exercise going to help? Like, absolutely, absolutely. But to think that if I eat something, I need to exercise, it's just inefficient, and I think it will lead to burnout pretty quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Okay, so tracking. Tell me about because another thing that we talk about quite a bit is like weighing your food accurately.
Hmm.
How, you probably just kind of started that from the beginning, huh? Because like that's just what you learned. Um,
Yeah. So with nutrition at Hybrid, actually, I wasn't weighing my food at all. I was eyeballing. So the biggest thing I think I learned with weighing is that my meat portions were way off.
yeah.
Like 3 or 4 ounces of chicken is way different than what I thought 3 or 4 ounces of chicken was. Um,
Gotcha.
so that was eye opening,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like if you were tracking or if you're looking to start tracking for weight loss, one of the biggest mistakes that people often make is they do that. They eyeball it, or they'll actually use like measuring cups. And
Yeah.
there's a great example, and Dusty, I think, is posted in the group where it holds up like 2 spoons of peanut butter, right? And one spoon is like, this is what I think is a tablespoon.
Hmm.
And then this is like an actual like tablespoon weighed out. And it, it doesn't look like that much of a difference, but at the end of the day, it's like 100 calorie difference in foods that are fatty, including peanut butter. So
Mm.
um so to weigh the food and get a food scale is like huge because
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen so many people get frustrated over the years because they're like, I'm doing it right, but they're just eating more calories than they're actually inputting into MyFitnessPal.
Right.
Okay. So that's worked really well. Do you find tracking what's the word, meticulous or like like very, or I guess annoying is a simpler word.
So, yeah, no, I actually like it. I
Yeah,
like I like knowing I start the day with X amount of calories and I can spend them however I want to.
gotcha.
And so if I start the day and I'm like, you know what, it's hot, I'm not going to want to eat today, but I want the ice cream, I just take it out right then. And I say,
Yeah,
okay, 500 calories on ice cream, it's gone. I like that. I like not guessing or getting, so it doesn't really discourage me. I like being able to look up something and say, hey, well, if I'm at McDonald's and I need to have fries, because that's something I would have to have.
yeah,
What's it gonna, and I kind of look at it like that, like a cost and reward thing. Like, it cost me a few hundred calories. Is it worth it? Could I have a giant salad and be more full for the same amount of calories? Yes, but you know,
you
I
gotta
like it.
have you gotta have the ice cream every now and then, for sure.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. You did mention something cool there, like have a giant salad and like have a ton more calories and be more full.
Right.
Um, so I often talk a lot about having low calorie dense foods that don't
Hmm.
have a ton of calories but take up like a ton of space on your plate, and like those will fill you up, including like a really big salad.
Yep.
Have you found like have you done that quite a bit, finding those foods that take up a lot of space, or?
Yeah, because um, I am a peanut butter fan, so
Yes.
breakfast tends to be a little bit higher calorie. So I try to make lunch my like lower calorie, but you know, I usually try and have a salad of some sort every day. And so
Yep.
lunchtime seems to be the good time for me to have it. So,
Awesome. How do you make your salads? Like, do you have any? Because I mean, I've been eating the same salad and I love it. I love it. I do like shredded carrots, I think is the absolute key to a good salad. And then I really like Newman's Own Caesar dressing. It's like,
hmm,
I don't know, it's got this like good taste to it. But do you have
yeah.
any trade secrets that I should be adding to my salads?
I think for me, I just when I'm eating salad because it's low calorie, I try to get a lot of protein in.
Yeah.
Because protein is hard for me.
Mm,
Um, so I'm usually adding either chicken or some sort of protein that way and cottage cheese to my salad, a low fat cottage cheese. And but the Big Mac salad is always going to be my favorite. I love it.
I
So
have not
good.
tried the Big Mac salad, but
It's
I
so
love
good.
Big Mac, so
I
um,
mean, it tastes just like it, except way
really?
less calories. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
So good.
probably gonna go to the store and get what I need tonight to make it.
Yes, do it. Do it.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned like protein is something that you've struggled with. And in your salads, you like double up. You go like meat and cottage cheese.
Right.
How many for like your goals right now? What are you shooting for every day for grams of protein?
100.
100. Awesome.
Mhm.
And it's like, what are some strategies that you have used to get your 100 grams a day? Or are you hitting 100 grams consistently right now?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's the hardest part of tracking for me, or the hardest part of my macros, is definitely protein.
Mm,
When I first started, I felt like I couldn't get 100 grams of protein and eat 1,400 calories. I just
yeah.
felt like it was impossible. It's not.
Yeah.
But I did have to change a lot. So yeah, I found some protein powder that I put in my coffee in the
Yep.
morning. And that's boosted. It's like 20 grams of protein, but it's in my coffee.
Dang.
Yeah. And then, like I said, adding, it's usually I'll start the week and cook a bunch of boneless, skinless chicken, and I'll toss that in my salad. Cottage cheese, the low fat cottage cheese, which I didn't think I could do, but I like it. It's not bad.
Good. Yeah.
Um, and then, for dinner, I had to focus on the protein first. And
Hmm.
one of the coaches, it was probably Dusty or Beth, but mentioned making protein, and building around it. And so that's what I started doing, picking my protein first, adding something like either a small salad or a vegetable, green vegetable, and then if I had the room or wanted to, add my carby potato or whatever I wanted. So
Yeah. Awesome. Do you find when you have more protein, you're more full, or do you like,
definitely.
yeah, it makes a big difference for you?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So we tackled protein. Um, is there any, like, do you feel like you need any help in that area right now, or do you think you're pretty good?
So for me, I have it down to a science. It's
Oh, I lost your video.
oh,
It might have flicked off. There we go.
here. Sorry. I have it down to a science as far as the tracking and all of that kind of thing. For me right now, I think I'm just going through this like eating for comfort
Yeah.
or eating something because I feel like I need it. I need that sort of hug
Yeah.
from food. And I don't need it from that, but that's what sometimes we go for, right?
Yeah. It's no, that's
Yeah.
definitely a thing. Um, okay, gotcha. So right now for you, it's figuring out uh, how to how to work around like the emotions and the stress.
Yeah.
Um, you've been through stressful situations before, like you mentioned. How
Hmm.
did you overcome those before? Because I mean, like we said, like look at you now. Like
Right.
I mean, you've seen a ton of success. How did you get through
Yeah.
that those times before?
So I think just having, somebody to talk to about it. I did reach out to coaches, a few times with a phone call or a message and just said, "Hey, here's how I'm feeling." Um, Also, just giving myself little breaks and giving myself a little grace and saying, today is not the best day, but don't beat yourself up about it. But staying consistent, just
Mm,
overall staying consistent and knowing that, tomorrow is a different day and we start out and do it again, but not getting down on myself about it.
gotcha. So even if you have a day that, hey, maybe you don't do as well as you'd like you don't let it like hit you for 4 days. Like, I
Right.
mean, it may happen every now and then, right? But like you've gotten better at, all right, boom, right back to it, right back to it, right back to
Right.
it. Okay, gotcha.
That was really hard to learn though, because
It's
I
not
would
easy.
beat myself up,
Yeah,
just it was hard to learn, but
it's like
consistency.
yeah, it's like a muscle that you have to like strengthen, just like anything else, like a
Right.
consistency muscle.
Yeah.
Um, gotcha. Okay. Um, so we went over that. Uh, so now you're 10 months in, and tell me a little bit about like where you are today, like your progress, what you've seen, how things have changed.
Yeah. So, I mean, biggest progress I can see is confidence and energy and just like self-awareness. Like I'm happier person. Um, just I don't know. I don't know how to explain that part, but emotionally I'm just in a way better place. Um, and then physically, um, so in 10 months I'm down about 30 pounds
Wow.
and, a few clothes sizes.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
it's a big difference, yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Confidence. You're just happier,
Hmm.
and then the
Hmm.
physical changes as well.
Yeah.
But you mentioned, I mean, you said that the confidence piece is more important than any of those things.
Hmm.
Yeah. Tell me
I
more
just
about
think,
that.
yeah, I think how you feel about yourself and in that way makes you work harder on yourself, sort of.
Mhm,
If I feel down about myself, and I'm always giving myself a hard time, I'm not necessarily helping myself. But when I'm feeling confident and I feel more motivated and I want to keep going, I feel good. I want to keep working on myself. So
yeah. You just like feed off the positive momentum.
yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Awesome. Um, well, great. So we've gone through, your last 10 months here. We've talked about where you've seen a lot of success, which I think, I mean, is mostly what we've talked about has been with the nutrition, which is really cool. Um, and we've talked about, your lowest point, around like when the gym closed, which actually allowed you to lean into nutrition even more.
Hmm.
Um, and so now you're going to California. And it sounds like you're going to continue to have the remote stuff with us. It's just the
Hmm.
in-person support that you're not going to
Yeah.
have. Um, what can I what can I help you with? How can I help guide you through best? Like, what are like the lingering questions that are in your mind that like maybe give you anxious feelings or just like make you feel uncertain?
Yeah, just um I think it's gonna be, if I don't show up, is somebody gonna miss me type mentality. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
show up for myself, but I know that the nutrition is big as far as weight loss, but the gym was like huge as far as motivation. It made me want to eat better, and seeing everybody there, and they're all working hard and they're all on the same journey I'm on in a different place maybe, but everybody's working hard, and I don't know. It's hard to kind of feed off yourself sometimes when it comes to working out. I don't know. I feed off of other people and their energy sometimes. So that part's going to be really hard.
Gotcha. I think like there's gonna be plenty of gyms out there. And I can probably like connect you with a few because I know a few people out that way. Hopefully. I don't want to like ask exactly where you're going over. I mean, I don't know if you care over the live video here, but I mean, there's like you said, like we're special, but there are like a lot of gyms that are really awesome.
Yeah.
And so I can help you point in the right direction. Um, and yeah, and then you're gonna go into that gym and it'll be like scary, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be easy, and it's gonna be like it'll feel like you're starting over. Not as much with the workouts, but just like, it's hard to like trust different people and make new friends. But
Yeah.
but just like when you came here 10 months ago, like you were in that same situation and you already did it.
Yeah.
Except now look at you. Now you're more confident. You've proved to yourself that you can do this. And because of that, like you're going to do it again without a doubt, you know? Um, so we'll find you a good gym. We'll find you a place that you feel comfortable. And it will take time. It will totally take time. But
Yeah.
and then also we got you online. We got you. You'll
Yeah.
always have a family here. And if you ever come back to Maine, you can come see us too. So
Christmas.
um,
I'll need my
Christmas.
Christmas workouts.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We might have something special planned for that. So
Ah, perfect.
yes. So well, all right. So with that, anything else that, I could help you with as far as everything going on right now for you?
I mean, you guys have helped me. It's been incredible, honestly, and I just don't even know how to thank you guys enough for everything that you poured into your gym, especially during this pandemic. It's been incredible, honestly. So,
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Steph, for,
yeah.
just trusting in us in the past 10 months. And it's been awesome to get to know you. And yeah, no, we're not going anywhere. Promise you that. So, and Melissa and I are really going to miss you. So, and I know
Yeah.
everybody else at the hybrid team will as well.
Yeah.
But well, cool. Well, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you.
yeah, and please don't hesitate to ever reach out. All right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Cool.
Hunter.
Yes. Have a good one.
You too.